Let us do another example on the distribution of quantity among two parties. Mr. Robert and Mr. Nixon work together in a project. Similar to previous example, Mr. Nixon shares 35%. So Mr. Nixon's share is 35%. As we saw before, Mr. Robert's share will be 65%. Now, so this part is same. Here, Mr. Robert receives, here individually, Mr. Robert receives $6,500 for the job. So that means here, Mr. Robert is receiving $6,500. So it's not total quantity, but here Mr. Robert, one person's share, one of the parties' share is given here. Then how much Mr. Nixon will receive and what is the total pay? So Mr. Robert receives $6,500 and his share is 65%. So if we consider that, okay, the total quantity is T, then 65% of T, that is the total quantity, is 6500. Because Mr. Robert is receiving 65% and that amount is 6500. If the total quantity, that is the total amount, is T, then the actually 65% of that total amount is actually 6500. So we know 65% of T means 65. If the total quantity is T, percentage is X, then X division 100 by times T. So 65%, 65 division 100 times this T equals 6500. So now from here we can find this T. If this 100 we take on the other hand side, it will become multiplication and this 65 will become division. So from here we are getting T equals 6500 times this 100 division this 65. So this 65 and 65 will cancel. We will have 100 here and then 100. So it will be 10,000. This 20 and 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 10,000. So the total amount for the job is 10,000. Now what is Nixon's share? Mr. Nixon's share can be written as, now since now we know total quantity and his share percentage is 35, so his percentage, anybody's percentage is his share, that is anybody's share is his percentage division 100 times total quantity. So now we already know total quantity, so Mr. Nixon's share will be his percentage, that is 35%, division 100 times total quantity is 10,000. So now if we simplify it, this 20 is gone, so 35 times 100, so it will be 3,500. So Mr. Nixon will receive $3,500 and the total payment by the client for the job is $10,000. Here there are another way of finding Mr. Nixon's share. If we know Mr. Robert's share, that is, here 65% is equivalent to, if Mr. Robert owns 65%, that is get 65%, that transformed into $6,500. Then what will be the 35%? That can be done in another way also, that Mr. Nixon's share, this is Mr. Robert's amount. So Mr. Robert's amount is 6,500 division, we will divide Mr. Robert's share by his percentage, that is 65. So for 65% he is getting this, and then we will multiply by Mr. Nixon's percentage, that is 35. So that means for 65%, if he get this amount, then for 35%, Mr. Nixon will get this amount. So this is how we can also calculate this is 100 and so 3500. So that means if we know one person's share and his amount, then we will divide that amount by his percentage and then multiply by other person's percentage to find other person, that is Mr. Nixon's share. This approach can also be used to find total amount, that is the total amount can also be found using this. So total amount, total pay can be found like this. Mr. Robert is getting 6500, so 6500, his share, that is the percentage is 65%, we will divide by it, and total means what? Total means always 100%. So if we multiply by 100, then this 65 and 65 will cancel, this 20 and this 20, we will get $10,000. So this, either we can use this approach or we can use this approach. This approach is a small calculation, but we need to remember how we will do that. If we know somebody's one party's percentage and his corresponding amount he is receiving, then what we will do, we will take this amount and it divide by this percentage, his corresponding percentage, and then multiply by other parties' percentage to find their share, or multiply by 100 to find the total amount.